Alright, Schlockmeisters fans, we are going to watch the Fantastic Four, the Roger Corman version from 1994, I believe. The one that's never been released. Let's watch. We start in a classroom.
That tonight will be closest to Earth that it will ever come. So close, in fact, that it will pass through the heart of the Van Allen belt. I don't want to blow
They're planning something.
Neither do I.
A simulation. That's Victor on the right.
If we at least run a simulation, it'll make me...
Dr. Reed on the left. Reed and Victor are trying the simulation. But something goes horribly wrong.
Victor, look out!
Victor ends up dead.
The burns were too severe. I'm very sorry.
These guys want to try to save him, though.
We must save him. It's not already too late.
He's not dead. Forward 10 years later.
Ready, Doc? Ready to go? Actually, Johnny, I don't think...
We're ready.
Picking up Johnny and Susie Storm. And off they go, along with Ben.
The Fantastic Four.
Ben actually knocks this blind girl's statue.
Here, let me help you.
Her name's Alicia.
What are you doing? Put me down!
It's okay, I got you. You're safe with me.
This is the diamond that's going to help them do what they got to do. There might be some people who want to try to steal that thing, too.
Little thief.
Apparently there's a bad guy named Doom.
Perfect offering.
And this guy who wants to steal the diamond. Looks like a leprechaun in this light. Replace it with a fake. So they go into space. But there's a problem.
Ben, get us out of here!
Yep, diamond's a fake. And an explosion.
Goodbye, Dr. Richards.
But they crash and survive.
Oh, we're glad to see you. Did you believe that? Oh, God, it was unbelievable. What a ride, huh? Oh, I can't believe it. We're here, huh?
But they're not normal anymore.
You seen a ghost.
And Susan is like invisible.
What's your leg, Susan?
Yes, they're alive. And Doom knows it.
What do you mean, alive?
Here's some other bad guys kidnapping that blind girl.
Get down! Get down!
Ben has changed a little bit.
Hey, what's going on? No, he's with my crew.
So they take them back and do experiments on them. Try to figure out how they start their powers and stop their powers.
I guess we figured out the magic words, huh, Doc?
You have your answer. Now, leave.
These guys came for the diamond.
If you will not sell us the diamond, we will have no choice but to take.
Those are Doom's people. But they're going to walk away empty-handed here. Outgunned and outmatched.
Sorry, guys. Gotta run.
Our Fantastic Four get tired of being cooped up and being experimented on, so they decide to escape.
Coming from you, Dr. Richard.
They end up at Dr. Doom's place.
Who are you? My name is Doom.
Nice suit.
Where are we? Beautiful and charming.
And they're quickly surrounded by a bunch of bad guys. But losing their powers, the bad guys are no match for them.
Time to go.
Ben laments that they all look normal.
Live normal lives. I'm always a freak. Isn't it right, buddy?
The blind kidnapped Alicia.
Please let me go home. Oh, you can keep me tied up here for the rest of my life, but I will never learn to be your queen. Never. Anyone alive that even knows the details of this experiment.
Except
Yeah, she's got a point. Nobody's ever thought of harnessing Colossus except for you. And your friend Victor, of course.
Where's my death suit from the castle?
a realization comes to Dr. Reed Richards.
Victor is alive. Victor is alive.
Here we got a shootout, and can't hurt Dr. Doom, apparently. But Ben shows up, remember? He has a thing for that blind girl.
Let her go.
Ben?
Doom, it's clobberin time.
Ben, no!
Love? Guess what that does to Ben? Unthinged. Dr. Doom has himself a laser. And a threat.
You have 12 hours to surrender yourselves to me, or I'll wipe out New York City. That is, of course, after I've taken from you.
He gets
what I
them.
want.
He's got them captured.
Colossus, right? Victor?
And they're free.
I don't think we've formally met. I'm Ed Grimm.
I'm Alicia Masters.
Nice to meet you. Colossus
A battle ensues.
And now it stands
But
between
Doom now
us.
falls off a cliff or whatever this
You
is
still
here.
have a chance, Reed. Go on. Save me. Do not think for a moment I shall ever rest until I have what is rightfully mine. Here's to the future, my friend.
Anyway, I don't know exactly what's happened here, but the good guys are doing good things, and they're succeeding. Our movie ends with Reed and Susan getting married.
Hey, come on, guys. Get some room, huh?
All right, let's talk about the movie The Fantastic Four. This is the 1994 version from Roger Corman's company that was never meant to be released and hasn't been officially released. What happened here, as far as I can understand, was that the company that owned the rights to this were obligated to make a film within a 10-year span. And they wanted to get an extension on that, but they couldn't get one or something like that. So at the last minute, they decided to make a film, any kind of film. So then what they did is got Roger Corman. They made a B film of this. Marvel, I guess, didn't like it. So somebody decided they weren't going to release this movie. Apparently there were trailers for this movie in theaters, even on Roger Corman's videotape for Carnosaur. There was an ad at the end of that movie for this movie. So it was planned to be released. However, they ended up destroying all the copies, apparently, but not before someone leaked a VHS tape, and it has lived in bootleg form ever since. I had this copy, I believe, sometime in the 90s, or I had a VHS copy of it, complete with box art and everything, and I got a DVD-R of it now. Got it recently as well. So anyway, it is a very cheap B-movie type, but actually I thought it was fairly well done for what it was. It borrows the soundtrack from one of Roger Corman's other films, Battle Beyond the Stars. You can definitely tell it has that sort of feel. It kind of has a feel of a little bit of like the film Flash Gordon or Space Raiders, or again in Battle Beyond the Stars, even Star Crash to a certain degree. Definitely low budget, but charming in its way. Stars David, what was his name? David Hyde Pierce, and Rebecca Staub is the woman in this movie. It's basically telling of the Fantastic Four, done in a fairly cheap way. Apparently the cast and crew had no idea this film was never going to be released. They just did the movie as is, and there you go. So anyway, I like the film. It's again very cheap. It sounds like the majority of the budget went towards the Thing's costume, which actually wasn't bad. Is it cheesy? Absolutely. It looks cheesy. Everything about this movie is cheesy, but again, it does have its charm. It doesn't have the big budget like the one in whenever that was, 2015 that came out. Although, as I recall, that film kind of bombed. So this film might even have higher ratings than that one. So be it, right? So anyway, this film is widely available despite being unreleased. I think it was, at least for a while, on YouTube, Daily Motion. You can find this streaming online, I'm sure, because it's out there. So let me know what you think about it. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. Make some comments down below. We'll talk about it. It's called The Fantastic Four. Watch it. Bye.